it's actually a Caribbean thing, a Caribbean mindset, where people more or less want to hoard the information versus when you actually come outside of the Caribbean, this information is freely passed. They actually have institutions built just to spread the information when new innovation happens, and they have trainings, workshops, you name it, they have it.
We have 250,000 people on paper who live in Nassau because I'm pretty sure it's more than that if you ask me. Yeah. But I a little bit of a conspiracist. We have all these people who live in Nassau, but we have all these islands that don't have a bank. Like Nelson said, in 2026, we still flying money to islands on planes. Like, are we trying to be Pablo Escobar again? I watch American Made, bro. I into that, right? It's crazy. Like, we still living in this archaic age, and it's like, we have Wi-Fi on every island. Why not have greater digital asset adoption? And yes, we had, Sand Dollar, and we'll talk about that soon. That was supposed to be that use case to resolve that. But if we don't actually take the time to let the powers that be educate the masses, they'll never know how to actually use these stuff. It really just boils down to culture. We don't do a great job from the top down of passing information on. We hoard information, and that's just not how crypto grows. Crypto grows through community. That's the biggest thing that we're missing.
Yeah, that's very true.
If I may add on to what you just said, in a previous podcast, we had Kieran Rose, and once again, what he said was so impactful, and it kind of changed our mindset, because what he said was it's actually a Caribbean thing, a Caribbean mindset, where people more or less want to hoard the information versus when you actually come outside of the Caribbean, this information is freely passed. They actually have institutions built just to spread the information when new innovation happens, and they have trainings, workshops, you name it, they have it. And the goal is to get the masses involved and participating inside of it. But yet, when it comes to us, we try to hold back. We try to keep the information to ourselves. And it's only kind of hurting the Bahamas because, once again, we are an archipelago. We are 700 islands and keys, all separated. We need to be able to send money from island A to island B for us to be able to build infrastructure on these various islands. And just as we would have had our conversation before this conversation, you would have educated me that inside islands like Mayaguana or what's not, bartering and literally trading fish. People are trading fish for goods and services. People have to trade fish. Why? Because now you have a problem where there isn't any physical cash on the island. On top of that, few people on the family islands, they're not accepting cards. They're not accepting debit and credit cards. They only accept cash, but there's no cash on the island. So how is it that people could trade? They now have to barter. They have to find different ways to actually get goods and services. So now you have to rely on the fisherman to go and catch fish so that he could go and be able to pay for certain things. And it's crazy that in the year 26 that this is the situation. We will definitely go into Sand Dollar as well as other stable coins soon, but this is where these things come into play to actually solve these problems.
Yep. And don't get me wrong, trading one bottle of NSCO and bottle of hoghead for some snapper and hogfish, that sounds like a deal to me.
I mean, that's what you're going to get
Sounds
anyway.
like a deal to me.
Cut the middleman out, you're straight to the sauce.
Exactly. But yeah, man, that's the case on the islands. If the ATM break down, banks ain't necessarily getting out there right away to fix that ATM. That's one of the problems, and that if you know money on the island, you got to borrow or do a bunch of IOUs. And at the end of the day, island man want their money, bro. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, that's been saying to me, like sometimes where it was like a utility company had some sort of issue on a family island, and they issue a statement saying our technician is coming on the flight So the issue, and part of me was like, hold on, y'all ain't up no one station. I have a friend of mine, he live on the island, and he said, for the fellas who work at it, know what they doing, and this, that, the third. And I was like, I ain't trying to get too deep into that, but it just reminded me what you say. It really is crazy.
Yeah, but we got our island set way back. And I feel like every island has a purpose, but it takes some level of development, all right? Every island needs some level of development.
Are you subscribed yet? For more videos like this, you can follow the Crypto News Podcast on YouTube, as well as Spotify and Apple Podcast. Like, share, and subscribe.